Welcome to Twist Vault. Get ready, everyone. This story is going to take you on an exciting adventure. Let's begin. Jeff Bezos was full of big ideas. He noticed how quickly the internet was growing and saw an opportunity. One of those ideas led him to start a company you probably know, Amazon. Amazon began as a small online bookstore, but over time it grew into something huge. Today, Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world. Before Amazon, most people shopped by going to physical stores. But now, millions of people visit Amazon's website every day to buy just about anything. Books, movies, toys, clothes, electronics, and even groceries. What made Amazon so popular? It made shopping simple and incredibly convenient. You could buy almost anything and have it delivered right to your door, often very quickly. Amazon changed the way people shop, but its rise also created big challenges for other businesses. Many traditional stores have struggled to keep up with Amazon's low prices and fast delivery. This is the story of how Amazon came to be, how a small startup became a global giant. We'll explore Jeff Bezos' vision, his determination, and the hard work that built Amazon from the ground up. We'll also look at how Amazon transformed the shopping experience and the impact it has on the world today. It's a story about innovation, the power of the internet, and how one big idea can change the way we live and shop. Let's dive into how it all began. When Jeff Bezos left a good job in New York to chase a dream. Jeff Bezos was working in New York City at a company called D.E. Shaw, located on Wall Street. This company used computers and complex math to make money through stocks and bonds. Bezos was smart, driven, and quickly rose through the ranks. By the age of 30, he had become a senior vice president, a big accomplishment. While working at D.E. Shaw, Bezos noticed something exciting. The internet was growing at an astonishing rate. He discovered that the number of internet users was increasing by more than 2,000% each year. That explosive growth sparked an idea in his mind, an idea that would eventually change the world. He began thinking about creating an online store. His ultimate dream was to build an everything store, a place where people could buy almost anything. But starting with everything at once was too much, so he needed to choose just one product to begin with. Bezos made a list of 20 possible product categories, including items like software, clothing, and music. After some thought, he chose books. Why books? Because books were easy to sell online. A book is the same no matter where you buy it, and there were millions of them available. No physical bookstore could hold that many. He saw a huge opportunity. Now he had to make a tough choice. Should he leave his secure, high-paying job to chase this risky internet idea? To help decide, Bezos used something he called the regret minimization framework. He asked himself, "When I'm 80 years old, will I regret not trying this?" The answer was yes. He knew he would regret not being part of such a massive technological shift. So, in 1994, Bezos made the bold decision to leave his job. He told his boss, David Shaw, about his plan. Shaw understood, but also warned him that it was a big gamble. Still, Bezos was ready. He and his wife, Mackenzie, packed up their things and hit the road, ready to start the next chapter of their lives, and, as it turned out, change the future of shopping forever. Jeff and Mackenzie set off on a cross-country road trip across the United States, driving a car borrowed from Jeff's father. Mackenzie took the wheel while Jeff sat with the computer, using the time to plan out their new business. After some consideration, they decided to launch their company in Seattle. There were a few reasons for this choice. Seattle had a strong tech community and many computer science graduates from the University of Washington. Plus, it was located in Washington State, which had a relatively small population. That mattered because of tax laws. At the time, businesses didn't always have to collect sales tax in states where they didn't have a physical office. Starting in Washington meant they would need to collect sales tax from fewer customers, giving them an advantage. At first, they named the company Cadabra, Inc., but the name sounded too much like cadaver, which means a dead body. Not exactly the image they wanted. So they searched for a new name. Jeff eventually chose Amazon, inspired by the largest river in the world. He hoped his online bookstore would become the largest in the world, too. They started Amazon in the garage of a rented house in Bellevue, near Seattle. Jeff even built the company's first desks himself, using cheap doors from a hardware store. Creating the website wasn't easy. They had to build everything from scratch. Packing and shipping books also turned out to be a big challenge. In the beginning, they didn't get many orders. But before long, those orders started coming in fast. Soon, Jeff and Mackenzie were working long hours, often late into the night, packing books and getting them ready to ship to customers. In 1995, Jeff Bezos got some early financial help from his parents, Jackie and Mike Bezos. But to keep growing, Amazon needed more funding. So Jeff started talking to potential investors, people who might be willing to put money into the company. He was honest with them, telling them that Amazon could fail. Still, some believed in his vision and decided to take a chance. Together, they invested about $1 million, giving Amazon the boost it needed to expand. Bezos was determined to hire the best and brightest people. During job interviews, he often asked tough and unusual questions like, "How many gas stations are there in the United States?" He didn't care about getting the exact answer. He wanted to understand how people thought and solved problems. Jeff had a rule. Every new hire should be even better than the last. He called it raising the bar. Working at Amazon wasn't easy. The company culture was intense. Employees worked long hours, including nights and weekends. Bezos looked for people who were fully dedicated to the company's mission. By 1996, Amazon needed even more money to keep growing. That's when a well-known investor named John Doerr visited the company. Doerr was impressed by Bezos and his ambitious ideas. His investment firm, Kleiner Perkins, decided to invest $8 million in Amazon. This was a big turning point for the company. Doerr also joined Amazon's board of directors, bringing not just money but valuable advice and experience. With new funding and growing confidence, Bezos shared the next big goal: get big fast. He knew Amazon needed to grow rapidly if it wanted to stay ahead and become the top online retailer. In 1997, Amazon took another huge step. It became a public company. This move, called an IPO, initial public offering, allowed people to buy shares of Amazon for the first time. The IPO raised $54 million, giving Amazon the fuel it needed to expand even faster. But growing quickly wasn't going to be easy. Amazon now faced tough competition, especially from the biggest bookstore chain in the US, Barnes & Noble. Getting big fast. As Amazon started to grow, it caught the attention of major competitors, especially Barnes & Noble, the largest bookstore chain in the US. Its CEO, Len Riggio, saw Amazon as a serious threat and quickly launched Barnes & Noble's own website to compete in online book sales. Many people believed Barnes & Noble would easily win. After all, it was already a large, well-known company. Some even mocked Amazon, calling it Amazon.toast, suggesting it wouldn't survive. Right before Amazon's IPO, Barnes & Noble sued the company, claiming that Amazon was wrong to describe itself as Earth's biggest bookstore. But despite the legal battle, Amazon continued to grow rapidly. Inside Amazon's warehouses, things got busier than ever. Orders poured in and workers were packing books around the clock. During the 1998 holiday season, Amazon received more orders than it could handle and struggled to ship everything on time. To solve the problem, Bezos launched a campaign called Save Santa. Everyone at the company, including top executives and even Bezos himself, pitched in. At night, they worked in the warehouses, packing boxes until late to get the orders out. It was a stressful and exhausting time, but they managed to deliver. The work culture at Amazon was intense. Long hours and hard work were part of everyday life. Bezos believed this level of dedication was necessary to build a truly great company. The mission was clear: get big fast, selling more than books. Amazon had become known for selling books, but Jeff Bezos wanted much more. He realized that most people don't buy books very often. If Amazon only sold books, it would eventually hit a limit and stop growing. So Bezos made a bold decision. Amazon would expand and sell a wider range of products. The first editions were music CDs and movies on video. The website's tagline changed to "Books, Music, and More." And that was just the beginning. Bezos envisioned a store that could one day sell nearly everything and more. Around this time, excitement about the internet was booming. It was the era known as the dot-com bubble, when people were eager to invest in internet companies. There was a lot of hype, and many believed these new online businesses would change the world. Amazon took advantage of this excitement to raise more money. It sold bonds, a kind of loan from investors, and raised over $1 billion. This massive funding allowed Amazon to grow faster and expand even more. With this new money, Jeff Bezos started acquiring other companies. Amazon bought several internet businesses, including IMDb, a popular website about movies, Alexa, a company that gathered data about websites' online bookstores in the United Kingdom and Germany. These acquisitions gave Amazon access to experienced employees, useful technologies, and international markets. However, merging these companies into Amazon was challenging, especially because Amazon itself was changing rapidly. Amazon also invested in helping other internet startups get off the ground. One of these was Pets.com, which sold pet products online. Another was Cosmo.com, a service that delivered small items quickly in city areas. But when the dot-com bubble burst, many of these companies failed. As a result, Amazon lost a significant amount of the money it had invested in them. At the same time, Bezos was thinking bigger. To sell more than just books, music, and videos, Amazon needed much larger warehouses. To build and manage these, he brought in experienced managers from Walmart, a retail giant known for its efficient logistics. One of them, Jimmy Wright, took on the task of scaling up Amazon's infrastructure. He spent $300 million building 5 huge new warehouses, preparing Amazon for the next stage of growth. Warehouses across the U.S. As Amazon grew, it needed better systems to manage and ship all the products customers were ordering. The company began building large facilities across the United States, which it called fulfillment centers. These buildings were equipped with advanced machines and computer systems designed to sort products and ship them quickly and efficiently. Amazon then expanded into selling toys and electronics, 2 new and challenging product categories. But getting started wasn't easy. Major toy brands like Hasbro and electronics companies like Sony were hesitant to work with Amazon at first. They were worried that Amazon would sell their products at prices that were too low, which could hurt their own businesses. Because of this, Amazon initially had to purchase toys and electronics from third-party sellers instead of directly from the big manufacturers. This made it harder to keep enough inventory, especially during busy shopping seasons like Christmas. Problems and profit. The year 2000 was a tough one for internet companies. The excitement around the dot-com boom came crashing down in what became known as the dot-com bubble burst. Many internet startups quickly ran out of money and shut down. People began to worry that Amazon might be next. Its stock price, a reflection of how much people thought the company was worth, dropped sharply. When a stock price falls, it usually means investors are losing confidence. A financial analyst named Ravi Surya wrote a report warning that Amazon could run out of money soon. Some newspapers even started calling the company Amazon.bomb, predicting that it would fail just like many other internet businesses at the time. A time of worry. As more internet companies failed, people became even more nervous about Amazon's future. Its stock price dropped even further, and confidence in the company continued to fall. But Jeff Bezos remained calm. He reassured his employees, telling them not to focus too much on the stock price. Still, changes were happening inside the company. Amazon had been operating with a bold goal: get big fast. But now that strategy shifted. The new focus became, get our house in order. This meant Amazon needed to manage its money better and work toward becoming profitable. Fortunately, just before the dot-com crash, Amazon had raised more money by selling bonds, loans from investors. This extra funding helped the company survive the tough times. Even so, Amazon had to make difficult decisions. For the first time, it had to lay off employees. Some workers lost their jobs. The company also worked hard to cut costs in other areas. Bezos started seeking smart strategies to guide Amazon forward. He met Jim Sinegal, the CEO of Costco, a retail chain known for offering low prices every day. Bezos liked that approach and decided Amazon should aim to provide everyday low prices too, so customers would always feel confident shopping there. The launch of Marketplace Amazon then introduced a big new idea: Marketplace. Before this, only Amazon itself sold products on its website. With Marketplace, independent sellers and small businesses could list and sell their products on Amazon.com too, including both new and used items. Amazon would earn a small fee from each sale made by these third-party sellers. This idea helped Amazon grow its product selection without having to buy and store everything itself. It was a smart move and brought Amazon closer to Bezos's dream of becoming the everything store. Even during tough times, Amazon kept pushing forward with bold, innovative ideas. Big ideas and better warehouses. As the company expanded its fulfillment centers, the large buildings where customer orders were packed and shipped needed serious improvement. These places were often disorganized and slow. To fix this, Amazon hired Jeff Wilke, an expert in manufacturing who had worked at Allied Signal, a company known for its efficient factory operations. Wilke brought in powerful systems to improve how things ran. Two key strategies he introduced were Six Sigma, a method to reduce errors and improve quality lean manufacturing, a way to eliminate waste and simplify processes. Thanks to Wilke and his team, Amazon's fulfillment centers became faster, more efficient, and cheaper to run. These improvements helped Amazon ship orders more quickly and keep costs low. At the same time, Amazon also encouraged its employees to move fast and innovate, always looking for new ideas and better ways to serve customers. Smaller teams and smarter tech. Jeff Bezos introduced a new way of working at Amazon by creating small teams called two pizza teams. The idea was simple. If a team couldn't be fed with just 2 pizzas, it was too big. These small teams could solve problems on their own without needing lots of meetings or coordination with others. This made Amazon move and innovate much faster. At the same time, Amazon's technology systems were becoming outdated. The back end of the website was hard to update and not very flexible. So the company decided to rebuild its technology from the ground up. They made the system more adaptable, allowing different parts of the platform to work together more easily. This new flexibility led to one of Amazon's biggest breakthroughs: Amazon Web Services, AWS. Amazon Web Services, AWS. At first, AWS was created to provide helpful tools for software developers. But then Amazon expanded the idea. AWS began offering computing power through a service called EC2 and online storage through a service called S3. Instead of buying their own expensive servers and equipment, companies could now rent computing resources from Amazon. This was a game-changing idea that transformed Amazon from just an online store into a major technology company. Amazon kept experimenting with new ideas. One of them was called Mechanical Turk, a service where people could perform small tasks online that were too difficult for computers to do at the time. All of these innovations showed that Amazon was constantly looking for new ways to grow and improve. A machine for reading. Jeff Bezos was also paying close attention to other tech companies. When Apple launched the iPod and iTunes, it changed the music industry, and many music stores shut down. Bezos began to wonder, what if the same thing happens to books? Books were still Amazon's core business. He worried that if companies like Apple or Google launched a digital book reader first, Amazon could be left behind. He didn't want Amazon to become one of those companies that failed because they didn't adapt to new technology. So Bezos made a bold decision. Amazon would create its own electronic reading device. He put Steve Kessel, a trusted executive, in charge of this secret project. Bezos told Kessel that his mission was to invent something that could replace paper books. To keep the project separate and under wraps, Kessel opened a new company in California called Lab 126. Lab 126, inventing Amazon's future. Amazon created a special team called Lab 126. The name stood for A to Z, just like Amazon's logo. The mission of this secret lab was to invent Amazon's future. Their first big project was an electronic reading device, and the secret name for it was Fiona. Bezos put Greg Zier, a skilled engineer, in charge of Lab 126. The team began by researching screen technologies. They chose a special type of display called e-ink. It looked like real paper, was easy to read in bright sunlight, and used very little battery power, perfect for a reading device. Bezos had a clear vision. The device had to be simple to use. He insisted that it should connect to the internet using the mobile phone network, not Wi-Fi. This feature was called WhisperNet, and it allowed customers to download books without needing a computer, and with no extra fees. He also demanded a physical keyboard so users could search for books and take notes easily. Some designers didn't like the idea, but Bezos stuck to his decision. Of course, the Kindle needed ebooks to be useful. Amazon worked hard to get publishers to provide digital versions of their books. Many publishers were unsure. Previous ebook readers hadn't been successful, and they were worried about piracy and the difficulty of getting rights to older books. But Amazon was confident. Ebooks were the future. Then came a bold pricing move. Bezos decided that new ebooks and bestsellers would cost just $9.99, much lower than the price of new hardcover books. Amazon knew publishers would be upset. They feared that this low price might hurt sales of traditional books and lower the perceived value of books overall. Amazon didn't even tell them about the pricing until the official launch. In November 2007, Jeff Bezos introduced the world to the first Kindle. It cost $399 and included the e-ink screen, keyboard, and free WhisperNet connection. At launch, Amazon had already prepared about 90,000 ebooks, hitting its goal. The future. Amazon Prime and FBA Amazon wanted to make it easier and more appealing for customers to shop often. One of their smartest ideas was Amazon Prime. For $79 a year, members could get free 2-day shipping on their orders. At first, Amazon lost money on Prime, but it paid off. Prime members ended up buying a lot more than other customers. It made people loyal to Amazon. In 2006, Amazon also introduced Fulfillment by Amazon FBA. This service let other businesses store their products in Amazon's warehouses. When someone placed an order, Amazon's workers packed and shipped it for them. Sellers loved it. They didn't have to worry about logistics anymore, and customers got fast, reliable delivery, just like with Amazon's own products. Amazon's Prime shipping wasn't just for its own products. Other businesses could use it too. This helped turn Amazon into more than just an online store. It became a platform where other companies could sell their products. But Amazon didn't just support other sellers, it also competed with them fiercely. Take Zappos, for example. Zappos was a popular online shoe retailer. Amazon wanted in on that market, so it launched its own shoe site called Endless, offering free overnight shipping to attract customers. When Zappos matched that offer, it ended up costing them a lot. Eventually, Amazon bought Zappos. A similar story played out with Quidsy, the company behind Diapers.com. To compete, Amazon dropped prices on diapers significantly and launched Amazon Mom, a program offering big discounts. Quidsy couldn't keep up with the losses and was eventually acquired by Amazon too. Amazon also clashed with state governments over sales tax. For years, it didn't collect sales tax on most orders since it didn't have physical stores in many states, a loophole that helped it keep prices low. But states needed that tax revenue. When they passed new laws, Amazon pushed back, cutting ties with small websites in those states and even threatening to shut down facilities. Eventually, though, it started to compromise. By 2012, Amazon was collecting sales tax in major states like California and Texas. Meanwhile, Amazon was also shaking up the publishing world. After launching the Kindle, it wanted to sell more e-books. So it started its own publishing business, aiming to change how books were sold yet again. Amazon didn't just sell books. It eventually started publishing them too. This put the company in direct competition with the very publishers it used to buy from. Jeff Bezos also showed that his interests went beyond Amazon. In 2013, he bought The Washington Post, one of the most well-known newspapers in the U.S. Amazon kept growing and expanding into new areas. It launched Amazon Fresh to deliver groceries right to people's doors. It started producing its own TV shows and movies for Prime members. It even began making its own devices, like Fire tablets and the Echo smart speaker with Alexa. Bezos has always said he thinks in the long term. His goal is for Amazon to be the most customer-focused company in the world. It's clear that Amazon wants to be an everything company, a place where anyone can buy anything, from anywhere. What part of Amazon's future are you most excited about? Hey there, before you go, if you learned something new today, give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, but it helps us a lot to keep making better and better English videos for you. Thank you so much for sticking with us until the end of the story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a new one. Have a wonderful day, take care, and we'll see you next time.